Hello. Thank you for joining our conversation today to talk about the School Leadership Coaching Program. I'm excited to share that the National Institute for School Leadership, NISL, will be assembling a coaching professional learning cohort in July and August for Pennsylvania principals and other school leaders. While NISL will be respecting our current mandate for physical distance, be assured that the virtual delivery of this 45-hour professional learning program incorporates social connecting with opportunities for individual, small, and whole group learning and interaction. Today, I have a few colleagues joining me in describing the value in participating in this timely professional learning experience. Joining me from Phoenixville Area School District is Dr. Monyewe Dewan, who is the principal of the Phoenixville Area Early Learning Center. And from Souderton Area School District is Mr. Sam Verano, principal of Souderton Area High School. Monyewe, you experienced the School Leadership Coaching Program as a participant, and I'm hoping you're able to share some of your takeaways from the program with me today. So we'll get right into it. One of the major benefits of the School Leadership Coaching Program is that you are able to practice the application of core coaching skills. As a school leader, why was that important to you?
I think as leaders, we oftentimes don't take the time to develop ourselves and our own skills, yet so much of what we are doing is coaching others, whether it's teachers, support staff members, colleagues, assistant principals, other administrators. And so taking the time to really fine tune my own skill set was critical. I've been doing a lot of reading of Brene Brown's work, and she talks about the courage to lead and dare to lead and the importance of vulnerability in leading. And this opportunity really helped me to reflect on that and to further develop my own skills, which has really been magnificent within my organization. And I know we're going to talk a little bit more about some of those specific examples. So I'm excited to share.
When you self-assessed your coaching competencies that you wanted to target for development in the School Leadership Coaching Program, what did you target for development, and how did the professional learning cohort help you to grow?
Most importantly, it helped me with my listening and questioning skills. As in my position as principal, due to my professional and life experience, I tend to think I have the answer. And going through the coaching protocols and the core learning helped me to practice dialogue techniques, whether it be with my coachee or with my colleagues in my work environment, to ask questions and seek further understanding, and thus empowering and engaging my colleagues rather than being impatient, as I can be sometimes, and believing that they're doing the wrong thing because I have the right answer. It really did help me with that. And that is my Achilles heel. Mm-hmm. I used to be a much better listener when I was younger and knew I had a lot to learn. Mm-hmm. Now that I've been around for a while, this coaching experience came at a perfect time. I'm about 20 years as far as being a principal, but it came around just at the right time, just when I think I know too much. Mm-hmm. It really helped me learn more.
So you may have already answered this next question then with that emphasis on listening and questioning and growing from it. But what daily habit or practice from your participation in the coaching program have you now incorporated into your daily experience as a high school principal?
Seeking first to understand, then to be understood, to steal from Stephen Covey many, many years ago, and asking questions to engage people rather than saying, no, that won't work. The time invested in asking questions and listening, whether that takes 5 or 7 extra minutes in a group meeting or an individual meeting, is worth it, as opposed, and it helps me learn in a situation. So seeking first to understand, then to be understood.
I was able to actually practice these coaching techniques all the time. I have an assistant principal, and so using these techniques with my assistant principal was natural, of course. My relationship with my assistant principal, though, sometimes was a coaching relationship, but other times was a mentoring relationship. And so in the NISL program, we actually learn the difference between the two. And so I would actually explicitly say, right now, we need to have a coaching conversation. And so I would shift, and we would have dialogue that was specifically geared toward me being the coach and her being the coachee. And so again, it was really about having the tools and having this shared language to really navigate these conversations so that we can move more expeditiously, really. When you share the same language and you have an understanding, you can really get to the meat of the incredible work that we're tasked with every day. I do want to also share another way that this practice was super helpful the past year was we actually designed a new full day kindergarten program. And so learning these techniques, looking at the NISL wheel and thinking about the specifically like the high performance portion of the NISL wheel helped me to reflect on career progression with our teachers, thinking about what their interests are, how to develop my master teachers. And so it has really been impactful professionally for me. And of course, the benefit of that is it expands throughout all of the work that I'm doing, obviously.
Absolutely. And I think you provided another great segue into our next question. So a lot of graduates of the School Leadership Coaching Program talk about the idea of giving back, and that something that they wanted to do as part of participating in the program, but then also after the program was give back to the profession. Would you mind explaining what that idea of giving back means to you?
I think a part of leadership is always looking for leaders, the next, I shouldn't say the next generation of leaders, because I'm not in the generational sense, but helping to identify teacher leaders, other team members who are looking for leadership opportunities, or maybe don't know that they have leadership skills within themselves. And so I firmly believe that is a part of my role as a leader. I'm firmly rooted in servant leadership. And so I think that is a significant part of my perspective as well. And so using these tools and being able to give back in this way is a very natural progression for me and for many leaders. I think having the tools, though, and having the language and having the framework for it makes it much easier for us to do that. And so, I did get excited in wanting to give back and help other leaders, other budding leaders, other current leaders to further enhance their leadership skills and their coaching competencies, actually. Does that make sense?
It absolutely makes sense. And we're actually at our final question. So why would you recommend the School Leadership Coaching Program to other school leaders?
It will shed light on ways that can help you do your job better and get more out of doing your job better, to enjoy working with people again. If you're at my stage of your career, 10 plus years, it can be rejuvenating.
It has been an incredible learning journey for me. And one way that I was trying to think of how to express this, and I think one way to share is maybe, in a way, it's been a breath of fresh air. As educators and as leaders, we are constantly looking for, I'm constantly looking for ways to continue my own learning journey. And being a part of this program, it has really just been a breath of fresh air. Just in many ways, being able to validate some of the techniques and tools and strategies that I already had in my toolkit, but to be able to learn new tools has just been phenomenal in developing me as a leader.
And the NISL training with Tanya Johnson, I believe, was as good of leadership development that I've encountered in my time. It is the best leadership development I've had since I went through the graduate program
it has really, I don't know, it's really helped to enhance my communication skills, my strategies in terms of educational change. I mean, there's so much change that happens in education, minor and major changes. I'm reflecting right now about our current situation, and the tools that I've dug out of my toolkit from this program. It's been significant as we've, had to pivot so swiftly to an online learning program for our staff and our students. And so I found myself digging right on into that NISL wheel and using my coaching competencies every day.
Yeah, absolutely, especially now. And that idea of vulnerability, I think, like you mentioned, is, I think, so important to that coaching relationship, and kind of on both ends, that so that you as the coach and both the coachee have and experience that vulnerability. It builds that trusting relationship that's integral to it.